You're watching Higher Level Gaming. I'm Rob Glob.
I'm Katie.
And today we're talking Microsoft. A major announcement was made today by the president of Microsoft concerning exclusivity of Activision Blizzard games moving forward. And that's right, the president of Microsoft, not Phil Spencer, which kind of adds some significance to this announcement. Microsoft has decided that they will not be making future Activision Blizzard games exclusive to Xbox and PC for existing franchises, which is kind of a shocking announcement. Let's just read Microsoft's comments right now. Adapting ahead of regulation, a principled approach to app stores. Now, this was published by, again, Brad Smith, who's the president of Microsoft. They have a lot to say about how they're going to be working with their app stores moving forward in this post. But the part that is really relevant here is all the way down near the bottom.
It says here, some commentators have asked whether we will continue to make popular content like Activision's Call of Duty available on competing platforms like Sony's PlayStation. The obvious concern is that Microsoft can make this title available exclusively on the Xbox console.
Do it!
Undermining opportunities for Sony PlayStation use. To be clear, Microsoft will continue to make Call of Duty and other popular Activision Blizzard titles available on PlayStation through the term of any existing agreement with Activision, and we have committed to Sony that we will also make them available on PlayStation beyond the existing agreement and into the future so that Sony fans can continue to enjoy the games they love.
We're also interested in taking similar steps to support Nintendo's successful platform. We believe this is the right thing for the industry, for gamers, and for our business. Isn't that nice? Like, Xbox has really made, and Microsoft, I guess, even though it's weird because it's always under the name Xbox except for now.
Yeah.
But Microsoft has made a name for themselves for breaking down barriers and the walls in gaming. And I think that's really something we take for granted nowadays. But I remember if you had an Xbox back in the day and your friends had PlayStation, you were SOL, buddy. You were not playing with your friends anymore. You had to be on the same system.
Maybe this will finally put an end to the toxic beef, the console war, you know?
This has so many implications, and honestly, the first thing is that I was under the assumption, like many others, right, that barring the existing agreements that Activision games are under, right, like the next Call of Duty, which was already agreed to come out on PlayStation, I thought they would have no reason to launch future games on PlayStation. Why not make it just exclusive? But here we are. I think this is understandable, and a lot of people said there was no way they would make these games exclusive, but we're not sure what this means really, right? They commit that they're gonna make them available on PlayStation, but what does that mean? Are they saying like we're gonna just keep selling them on PlayStation, or are they saying like we're going to make them available, i.e. through a service called Games Pass that you pay $15 a month for and get to play a catalog of Microsoft games? Like, what does that even mean?
And I kind of think that they aren't doing that because earlier in like all their statements, they talked a lot about
selling app stores, like, yeah, letting users choose where to buy their products.
Right, like not making developers provide like exclusive content or like at a deal for using their platform.
Right. However, to that point, they're not going to give anyone a deal for using their platform. However, all of the Microsoft games come day one to Games Pass.
Yeah.
So think about this still. Even if they are bringing them to PlayStation, you can pay $69.99 for your new Call of Duty Cold War game. You're going to be able to play Call of Duty Cold War most likely day one, if not sooner than PlayStation, because timed exclusivity, they didn't say anything about timed exclusivity. That could be like 6 months. Who knows how long the game will be on Xbox before PlayStation. But you're going to pay $69.99, and I'm just going to have my Game Pass subscription and immediately be able to load it up. Like, a lot of people, they're not going to feel so good about paying so much for these games when they're on Games Pass, and you could just have an Xbox and not have to pay for them.
The average single game is $60, so
nowadays it's $69.99 though, because remember, next gen games, they're all $69.99, not $59.99 anymore.
It's kind of expensive to not go through Games Pass when they have so many exclusive titles.
It's like 7 months of Games Pass.
Like, honestly, like, all the games we've been playing recently are on Games Pass. They just have, like, a really great selection. So I just feel like, you know, they're leaving them the crumbs. They're not being completely ruthless here because they're still going to
they're not even leaving them the crumbs because we all know that Call of Duty is the #1 selling game on PlayStation. That's always going to be the case, probably. Moving forward, you're going to see a lot more players, however, on the Xbox platform. There's going to be more active users because the people who are getting it on the Xbox, of course they're going to play it. It's basically free. Everyone has Games Pass almost.
But do you think that the people, for example, that just get a PlayStation because they want to play Call of Duty, you think those people that haven't bought a next gen yet would buy a PlayStation?
No, that's the thing. If I'm just your average Joe gamer and I like to play Call of Duty with my friends and that's it, why wouldn't I just get an Xbox? Because then I can play Call of Duty and Halo for $10 a month with my friends.
That's what I mean, though. Like, because Call of Duty, I feel like, is one of the games that helps sell PlayStations. Because you want to play that game, but if it's not exclusive anymore, well, then, like, that's...
Free to play on one platform and not on the other is major. Come on. Like, it's not free to play. You have to buy a subscription. But come on. You get, like, hundreds of games with Games Pass. So it's not really comparable. It's the Netflix of games. Like, the crazy thing is there is a Netflix of games now, and it's Games Pass, and that is not really going to change. PlayStation has their own service that they're trying to come up with, but come on, who wants to have a Netflix of games without Call of Duty, Halo, all those big shooter games? Like, they're not going to have that on PlayStation, so there's no way they're going to be able to compete with Games Pass. Now, in this Microsoft blog post, they talk a lot about these principles that they want to hold near and dear to their operations going forward. One of these principles is quality, safety, security, and privacy. So pretty boring. Accountability means they're going to hold their apps to the same standards, and they're not going to use information or data collected to basically push out competition, which is not even something you really think about. But yeah, like, Microsoft just has all this data, and they could easily just use this data to manipulate the marketplace so that their product's way more successful. They're just like, hey, but we're not going to do that, though, so we're good.
We have all your data, but we won't use it for evil. Don't worry.
Fairness and transparency, which means basically, you know, they're going to treat all apps equally. Come on, we get that. And developer choice. This is the one that has the most impact, I would say, on the gaming side of things. But also, not just with this Xbox acquisition story that's been running. This has a lot to do with an even older story, which is the Epic Game Store Fortnite versus Apple Store clash that has, I don't think it's been resolved yet, but it's been going on for years now. Okay, so no, they have not resolved their issues, Epic Games and Apple. This is a post by Epic Games saying Apple lied and breaks its promise to allow Fortnite back on iOS under its rules. Apple lied and spent a year telling the world, the court, and the press they'd welcome Epic's return if they agreed to play by the same rules as everyone else. Epic agreed, and now Apple has reneged in another abuse of its monopoly over 1 billion users. 1 billion. That's a lot. Apple informed Epic that Fortnite will be blacklisted from the Apple ecosystem until the exhaustion of all court appeals, which could be as long as a 5-year process. So this is major support of Epic, because what they're saying is you will always be able to buy things directly from the developer of the app when you download an app on a Microsoft device. That means if you have Fortnite on your phone and you go into the app and there's an option to buy V-Bucks, you can actually just get the V-Bucks in the app from Fortnite themselves. You don't have to buy it from Microsoft. With Apple, they make it so that you have to buy the V-Bucks from Apple, and they get a cut of the V-Buck purchase that is not given to Epic. So basically, they're saying if you want to have Fortnite on the Apple, that's great, but you have to give us a piece of all the money you make, even if it's just in, microtransactions. This is a story that's really old. A lot of you probably know about that, but for those of you that don't, that's why this is a really big deal that Microsoft is saying this, because they're basically setting themselves up in opposition to Apple in this situation, and again, trying to break down barriers in the gaming space to their own gains, but it is a good thing overall. 9 and 10 kind of just clarify that fool.
I'm like, wow, Apple's terrible because you can't do that. Like,
and that's pretty much it. So overall, it's a really big announcement for a couple reasons. Not only does it show that, you know, there's not going to be exclusivity for Activision Blizzard existing franchises, it also shows us that, you know, Microsoft is taking a big stand when it comes to app stores, in-app purchases. These are two major issues in the realm of gaming, both with mobile and with consoles. So we'll see how this plays out with how Apple responds, and we'll see how this plays out with the user base. Who's gonna keep buying Call of Duty on PlayStation, and how many people are now gonna switch to Xbox so that they can play day one through Games Pass.
right. They even said that they have hope that they can do the same thing with Nintendo games, but I don't think that will happen.
I totally feel like this is them saying, we want Games Pass on PlayStation, we want Games Pass on Nintendo.
Yeah, they're saying, like, put it on everything. This has been a gaming news update by Higher Level Gaming. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe. As always, have a good day, and don't forget to go play some video games.